Hey guys, it's Market Update. There's 7 points I want to touch on in this video, all important for, I think, people with a medium or long-term view. Right now, trading short-term is so difficult because you're trading real events in the world. Like we're going upwards on a ceasefire. Is that going to change? We're not party to that. We don't really know what's going to happen. So you're trading some real-life event that may or may not happen, which is extremely difficult to predict. As for the technicals, we look okay here. Now, bears are going to say that this is another bear flag like we got here, and maybe we'll break down a bit. Maybe if we just are in a bear market, it's going to take a lot more time to just bottom out. But things are quite positive right now. This is very clearly a big support here that we found. This was the previous all-time high, basically, this red box. So we've met support here again, which you would expect. We don't know what's going to happen short term. Could get way worse, could get better, right? So it's kind of difficult to predict. So I want to get to the first point, which are medium to long-term points here that I'm making. This is the long-term trend of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is at its long-term trend. It's actually at the 200-week moving average. This, for any investor that wants to save money over time in this asset, is a great time to buy. Don't worry about, can it go down 20% or 30%? What's going to happen in the war? That gets worked out over time. Like, wars create new currency, actually, because you just blow out the fiscal deficit of all of these countries, which ultimately means that Bitcoin has a higher price over time. In the short term, we don't know, but medium term, you're buying Bitcoin at its trend rate, which has always been a good idea. If you think the asset's going to grow, this is a good price and you're getting that growth. So it's a decent time to buy, irregardless of what's going to happen over the next few weeks or not, right? If you do trade Bitcoin and crypto, click the link to Bybit down below. If you're a new user, make a deposit. They'll give you a deposit bonus to trade with. You can trade Bitcoin, crypto, TradFi assets on here as well. So click that link. You can get a bonus up to $30,000. The second point is quantum, which is the biggest FUD we've got to deal with in Bitcoin for sure, crypto, many other systems. The valuable thing about Bitcoin for me isn't specifically like the encryption or any of the other technologies. I think the technologies are used as a means to an end for the actually important thing, which is the idea of Bitcoin. That's the important and valuable thing, which is the idea of having a digital sound money with a truly fixed supply. And we are using technologies as a means to an end to affect the idea, which is the actually valuable thing, which is sound money. That's the thing we have searched for thousands of years. That's the idea that's valuable. And physically, the encryption and everything else that we use is a means to an end, and it will change and it will upgrade. And so I think what's happening now, and you can see this is a research report about making Bitcoin quantum safe. There's another one right here. What we're seeing now is that a virus has attacked the idea of perfect sound money. The quantum virus is attacking us, and the white blood cells are starting to react. And this is what you would expect of a system that wants to defend itself, right? And I think it's actually healthy that we get attacked and the system gets attacked. It must get attacked so that the white blood cells can develop responses and defend the body, right? And the idea of sound money with a fixed supply, that is the most important thing. The technology will change over time. The important thing here is that the big virus that came, the news and the narrative around it has sparked some action into this, right? And I just think we will upgrade. It will happen because everyone's money is at stake. So why would it not happen, right? Notwithstanding the technical details, which from what I've read, it is technically possible to upgrade, and that therefore it will happen. Because why would everyone just not want to do that with their money? Again, this isn't really a short-term thing. I think this is going to happen maybe 5-7 years, right? But it's going to be a process. But ultimately, I think the virus attacking Bitcoin is good because that's how you get stronger and defend in the future. So it's the idea that's the important thing. This isn't a short-term thing for me. It's something that is going to have to happen. But again, medium-term thing. And I think seeing the white blood cells start to react is ultimately great. The third point is the Clarity Act, which seems like it has the best chance of going through since they started negotiating. May still not go through, maybe just part of a negotiation here, but Congress has spent half a decade trying to pass it. Time is now. This is Treasury Secretary. So there is support for it. And it seems like the big issue here with stablecoin yield has been negotiated. So that will go through. It's not really important for Bitcoin, to be honest. Getting 2 or 3% on stablecoins in a financial account is still fiat, right? I mean, that's not an investment. It's good for cash on hand. But the big thing is if Clarity and, Genius is already through, but if Clarity goes through as well, it just means that a future regime in the States can't just come out and ban everything like they were before, right? Just saying everything was a fraud and stuff. And so they can't do that. So if this goes through, I think that's good for the next, let's say, 10 years. won't change anything in the short term. I mean, everyone's offering Bitcoin and crypto now anyway, right? But I think it's good for the next 5 or 10 years where the market can say to itself that long tail event is out of the way, and so we can just actually go full steam ahead into the whole entire industry. Bitcoin needs crypto needs Bitcoin, I think, and so this is good overall if it goes through, but let's wait and see. The fourth point is that this bear market is absolutely nothing like previous bear markets. Previous bear markets, everything collapsed, and there was a decent chance that the industry was like just going to collapse to nothing and it was going to fall away. In this bear market, you've got Morgan Stanley launching a Bitcoin ETF, and it was the best first day of trading of any of our ETFs in a bear market. And Bitcoin's 70,000 a coin. It's at trend in terms of its price, but 70,000 a coin, right? I mean, if it's a few $100 a coin, a few $1,000s a coin, this thing's one of the biggest assets in the world, and it's only just starting to come into TradFi. And you've got the best, biggest, longest standing financial firms saying we're launching products, and they're the best products we've ever launched. Like, if that's a bear market, so be it, right? So it's kind of hard to be bearish for the medium term. Forget the price, right? Like, adoption is happening and it's just proliferating and everyone wants this asset still. The fifth point is strategy, which we've not had in previous bear markets as well. They launched a product, STRC, where you give them dollars, they'll go and buy Bitcoin, and they'll give you the first 10% or 11.5% now of the Bitcoin return, and they'll manage the cash balances and everything like that. So reducing volatility for you in a cash-based instrument, and they take the Bitcoin on the back end, which they hope to go up, 20, 30%. So they take maybe, 10 or 20%, give you the 10% with lower volatility. That product is exploding. It is extremely popular. We've never had that in a previous bear market as well. Also on crypto, the amount of dollars and other assets coming into crypto platforms is just going through the roof. I mean, you've just never ever seen this in a bear market either, right? And it's BlackRock, and it's like the big firms launching. So when you look at fundamentals, that's fantastic. The price can do anything. Look, there was a war, right? So yeah, prices are going to come down a bit. But it's really just not something to worry about when you're seeing these things actually become successful right in front of your eyes, right? RWA, on-chain market cap, you can see it exploding. Stable coins have flipped the backbone of banking, right? You've got stable coins now doing more transactional volume than ACH. I mean, we're successful. We won. Everything we said would happen has happened, and it is happening. And it's just not even stage one yet, right? This is massive industry. Now, strategy as well. STRC is doing $250 million 30-day volume. That's a lot of Bitcoin buyers. And these guys, the whole point is that they don't want to sell the Bitcoin, right? So they're not some trader who's coming in who, bought a bit, is a hedge fund or something like that, is going to sell some because when they've made a 10x, they just go into some other new thing, right? So you're seeing ETFs, long-term capital strategy, long-term capital coming in and just mopping up Bitcoin during a bear market. And that's why it's 70,000 a coin and not like 10 or 20 or 30 like it was right previously. You've just got more buyers here. So this institutional long-term capital is very bullish. Point 6 is the new Fed share that's coming in over the next few months. So a lot of this market worry may go away a little bit. But again, I don't think this is ultra short term. This is more a medium term thing. Fed shares usually stay in for 8 years, which is 2 terms. We'll see with him, but it's at least 4. He's dovish on rates. So rates are probably going to come down. And he's also in line with the current administration, which again may change actually like halfway between. But the strategy is that they want to close the border, so no new people in. And the way that they're going to get economic activity back in is these tariffs, which brings activity back in, and export out. So that creates the economic activity for them to boost GDP. Now with lower rates, that can also boost a lot of GDP and spending and encourage credit creation. The whole entire financial system, right, is based on credit creation, and you need that running. But the thing is, right, is that you can't just create credit without creating goods and services, because then you create massive inflation. So the whole point here, what the strategy is go massively into AI, productivity, everything else, tariffs to bring back activity, create credit against that activity. The production is the productivity which you can create the credit against to move GDP higher. That's what they want to do. And the strategy is going to work now, because at the moment you've got the strategy from the administration working against the Fed, where Powell is like this stubborn mule who just says, I'm not going to help you out at all. You're going to get a Fed chair who's going to be part of it, at least for a while, at least for a couple of years. And so their strategy can work. But let's see that, right? Because I think this leads on to point 7, which is the current war, right? You can't just print money into an energy shortage, because then you just get inflation. So the whole point of everything here, I think what they've been trying to do with Venezuela and Iran and everything, they need very cheap energy, cheap oil, cheap gas flowing around the world, and they need an abundance of that. Once you get inflation coming down from that cheap energy, you can then massively create credit off the back of that. And that's what they want to do. They want to create credit. They want to increase the currency supply massively. They want to get that flowing into markets to boost economic growth there. That is their plan. And with the Fed now on board after this change, that can potentially happen. The war thing, they want all of this sorted so that oil and gas comes down, not up. And you have to go through this in the short term because of everything that's happening. So that's the 7 points. The issue is a lot of things could not really work out as planned, especially with the war, which is an issue. If you've got a medium to long-term time horizon, I don't think this matters. We know that currency has to be created one way or another. And Bitcoin's just going to carry on this curve because the adoption, which is clearly carrying on, and the debasement of currency. If you trade Bitcoin and crypto, check out the Bybit deposit bonus down in the description below. Click that link. Anything you deposit, they'll give you a bonus. I'm James, this is ManZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.